Hey everybody, Andrew Farquhar here. I'm the founder of Liberty Digital, and you're listening to the Snackable Marketing Podcast, where I give you compact but highly actionable and valuable tips that you can use right away to improve your business online. For today's topic, I'll be discussing how to grow your social media networks and use them to gain influence for your business. In the last episode, I talked about brand advocacy and why it's important, who they are, and some ways you can get them to advocate for your brand. So if you missed that episode, you should definitely go check it out. But let's dive right into growing your networks so we can increase your influence. So the first thing you're going to want to do is create amazing content that your target audience will love. So you're going to want to think videos, blog posts, podcasts, images, infographics, micrographics, GIFs. Definitely go big on the visual. That really works well for the internet and specifically social media. But you need to know what kind of content your target audience wants. If you're in the food industry, maybe they're looking for recipes. Or if you sell auto parts, your audience could find tutorials very helpful. The key is to post content that's helpful or entertaining, or preferably both. Of course, there's blog posts of short, medium, long-form posts, but you should create and post other kinds of content as well. Videos are hugely popular and effective. But images, infographics, podcasts, GIFs can all be equally effective too. Whatever you choose, make sure it's what your target audience wants and that it's high quality. If it's not high quality, it's not worth doing it. So definitely go for quality over quantity in this aspect. The next important piece to growing your social media networks and increasing your influence on them is to create relationship with your followers. It's called social media for a reason, so be social. Interact with your followers. Thank new followers. Give them a free download or just say thank you. Post insightful comments on other people's posts and always respond to any mention or direct message. Is it a lot of work? Yeah, it is. But you want to establish a real relationship in order to build trust. If people don't trust you or your brand, or there's no meaningful connection, then they're going to be a lot harder to convert into customers. So, and lastly, don't spam them. Follow the 80-20 rule for content that you post. So that would be your post should be 80% helpful or entertaining and 20% self-promotional. If you go more than 20%, people are going to start viewing it as you're just spamming, only talking about yourself. That's not really a conversation, and it doesn't really do anything to help build trust or a relationship. And next would be post consistently. Keep up the pace. Establish how often you should post and when for each network. Understand that growing your social networks and gaining massive influence takes time, sometimes a lot of time, years. This is absolutely not a sprint, but it's a marathon. A huge help in this aspect is to create a content creation schedule to help you make new content. Also, you can create a posting schedule as well, and if possible, definitely integrate these two schedules into one master schedule. You could use this software like CoSchedule or just go for a pad and paper or like a Google Docs. It really depends on how robust your goals are. But once you've got your schedule created, then it's time to automate it. You can pre-schedule posts to automatically be posted at any time in the future, and that's going to save you a ton of time and just frustration and monotony of constantly posting over and over again. So to do that, use something like Buffer to schedule out your posts in advance. Now that you have a schedule set up and you know what kind of content you're going to be posting, you want to prioritize the networks to where your target audience spends their time. So this comes back to knowing your target audience and defining them, who they are. So who are they? What are they looking for online? Where are they online? Once you've got that nailed down, you can focus your energies on the social networks that your target audience loves. So for instance, if you're a B2B company, LinkedIn would be a natural for you, a must actually. But if you're a restaurant, you'd want to go with something like Instagram or Pinterest, and certainly, of course, things like Facebook would be better bets. There's a lot of networks out there, and you don't have to worry about being on every single one of them. In fact, you don't really want to be on all of them. So pick the ones that would bear the most fruit and let the others go. You can always add them, those other networks later on. So you've got your networks picked out. Now you need to optimize your profiles. So this is a no-brainer, but make sure your profiles are complete. It's surprising how many people do not complete them. No one wants to follow a person or a brand with an incomplete or unprofessional profile. In fact, it's a huge turnoff and says a lot of negative things. So make sure your profiles are complete and professional. Put time into creating and optimizing the profile images you use, as well as any header or banner images. And make sure that your contact information is listed and that it's accurate, up to date. And include a link to your website if you can. Most of the networks allow you to have at least one link, so you should use that. If you don't have a website, you should get a website. But if you don't have one, you could link to another profile, a social profile instead. So lastly, include social sharing and social links everywhere that you are. So make sure you take advantage of wherever and however people come across your brand online. So this means linking profiles to each other, like I just mentioned, and including social sharing buttons and profile buttons on your website and anywhere else your brand is located online. Even if it's in like descriptions, for instance, at the bottom or at the top, you might want to list like 3 or 4 of your top social media profiles and just link those out with hyperlinks. As long as the network allows you to do that, and the links, like for instance, work, you can put links in that description box. And that's a great way to start connecting your different profiles to each other and start sending people from one to the other. You don't want to miss any opportunity, so make sure it's easy for people to connect with you on your social networks and for them to share your content with their social networks and send more people back into yours. Getting more followers and increasing your influence on social networks doesn't have to be hard, but it does take time and work. The payoffs can definitely be big, but you'll have to be willing to invest some time and maybe some money to see serious growth. Remember that it's not a sprint and that you need to stick with it for the long haul. But following the tips I just mentioned will get you well on your way to meeting your goals. So thanks for listening. I hope you found this episode helpful. If you did, please share it with your network and definitely connect with me on LinkedIn or Twitter. Let me know what you thought of the episode. In the next episode, I'll be discussing marketing funnels, something that I love, and the critical elements you'll need to make one for your business. So until next time, thanks for listening. I'm Andrew Farquhar, and this is the Snackable Marketing Podcast.